I used to think that happiness is conditional. People who are happy have obviously reached a certain point in their career, made enough money, or gotten their dream body. There's a reason for their happiness. And so I thought when I get to my goals, I will experience that happiness as well. Yes, I was very much a member of the I'll Be Happy When Club. It wasn't until one day, when I was sitting on my bed, terribly sad about something I can no longer remember, and I came to a realization that I could have everything I always desired, but if I would still be feeling like I was on that day, it would make no difference. I realized that happiness is not this magic pill. It is a state of mind, and it is a personal choice.
Life and happiness is actually very simple, yet we tend to overcomplicate it in our minds. There is no one perfect formula for happiness, but there are tools that we can use that help us define what happiness means to us. And for me, the number one thing is doing what I love. Yes, there will be tasks that I don't enjoy and I will have to do something that is not my favorite thing, but that's just life. But I have curated my life to be in a way where I am able to do things that bring me joy. And a good way to understand what is it that you love, I met my friend yesterday and we were talking about this, and it's a question you can ask yourself. What would you do if you wouldn't get paid? Like, that wouldn't even be a thing. Would you still do what you're doing? You know, your job or your hobby, would you still do it? And if the answer is no, there's a big chance that that's just not your passion. So I would do this even if I wouldn't get paid. Of course, that's my goal, and that's why I'm building this channel and all of this. But for the last couple of years, I've done this for free. I do this because I enjoy this. I do this because it gives me purpose in life. The second thing that brings me happiness is gratefulness. There's no possible way to feel sad in a state of gratefulness. It's two opposites. It doesn't go together. And I will be very honest, I often forget to be grateful. I've talked about gratefulness a lot on this channel in the past, and I try my best to live in a state of gratefulness, but I'm a human like everyone else, and I tend to forget about it, and I tend to go into the victim mindset. And let me just tell you, when I'm in the victim mindset, everything seems bad. And I don't feel happy even a little bit. But when I start to think, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for the day. I'm so grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for my legs. I'm grateful for my body. Why do I say I'm grateful for my legs? Because I tend to have this dialogue when I'm walking, and I enjoy walking so much. And I think I'm so grateful to just have legs. I don't want you to go in a little bit of a depressing mode, but there are people who don't have legs. That is a fact. You take your body often for granted, and I know I do. We all do. You take your hands, your body, your legs, your stomach, your face, you take it for granted. And God forbid you would ever lose a part of your body. You would look back and think, how the hell was I not grateful for having my body? So there are so much to be grateful for. And when I go back into that state, when I just think I'm grateful for this and this and that, and it doesn't have to be big things. Like, it can be, I'm grateful for this little flower that I'm seeing outside. I'm grateful for my food. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. You just open up your mind to a realization that life is so damn beautiful. We talk a lot about mental health when it comes to happiness. But I gotta say that the third thing that I've noticed brings me a lot of happiness and peace is prioritizing my physical health. I've found that for me, it's very difficult to be happy if I'm not treating my body properly. For me, the reason why I try to put my health first is, first of all, I want to live a long life, but I also feel the happiest and at peace when I do that. Like, there's also scientific arguments to that. There are, happy hormones we get when we work out, when we move our body and all of that. So there's a big science behind that, but I need to take care of my physical health to feel happy, to feel good. When I sometimes suffer from some, stomach problems, because each of us have our weak spot, and stomach is the thing for me, I always struggle to be more happy. But when I take care of my stomach and I know the things that, will heal it and all of that, I feel so much happier. So that's definitely the third rule for happiness for me. Another tool that has helped me find peace and find happiness is stressing less and playing more. And I actually really like this little quote: stress less, play more. My fellow stressors, my fellow people who could attach anxiety to their name, like it's like your second identity, I just want to tell you, I understand. I really, really, really do. I grew up super emotional, and my mom was emotional, and that's kind of just what I learned. Stress was very second nature to me. And only when I got older and when I met my current boyfriend, who is the most peaceful man on this planet, I'm amazed how he never stresses. I don't think I've ever seen him stress in our 12-year relationship, literally. It sounds crazy, but it's true. I came to a realization that so much unhappiness was brought by me worrying over every little thing. And so I've learned to use different tools like freeing my mind and meditation and walking and all of that to manage my stress. And I've allowed myself to play more. This is so, so, so important. As we grow older, we forget to play. You should never forget to play. It's not a thing that only children do. It's a thing we should all be doing. I think the happiest grandmas and grandfathers are the ones who still play like little children. And I intend to play my whole life. And the more I play, actually, the less stress I also have. So I think it goes both ways. It's not just the less you stress, the more time you have to play, but it's also the more you play in general, the less stress can even enter your life. So that's definitely a key factor to my happiness, is allowing myself to enjoy life and playing around and not taking things too seriously. And the final factor that has played a huge role in my happiness is being true to who I am, aka owning my weird. I heard this term a week ago. I was watching a Matt Diavella video, and he mentioned this term, own your weird. And I loved it so much, and I've been thinking about it ever since. I am really stepping up to be the next version of Ylva, if I can say that, because I've learned so much, and I've shared this on this channel, and I've hacked so many things about life, things that I no longer need to work on. But if there's something I am very actively working on, then that is people pleasing. I'm reading a book currently about people pleasing, and I'm applying all these tools and opening myself up on a whole nother level and dealing with different childhood memories that are not always pleasant. And I've simply realized that the last step to unlock my true kind of freedom and my happiness is fully owning who I am and loving the person that I am. Because people pleasing comes from a place where you think that you are not good enough. You need to make, your family members happy, or you need to make other people happy. And I think at a certain point, you just get tired from it. And I think I've reached that point. I reached my breaking point. I've talked about people pleasing a lot on this channel, and I have, gotten so much better. But I'm not completely there, and that's where I'm trying to get at now. But I can tell you that every single time I drop another layer that I've built around myself, the layer that is not really who I am, I feel more free and I feel more happy. It's literally like shedding weight. It's like these layers of opinions and thoughts and personas that are not actually me. And the more I shed those personas, the more I feel like life is easy and life is beautiful. But now I go to you. Find a quiet moment today. It can be 1 or 2 minutes. If you have more time, then it's also great. And ask yourself, what is stopping you from being happy? And don't look at the outside world. Don't think about material things. I know you feel that possibly something on the outside could bring you that happiness, but I've found in my life that true, deep, peaceful happiness, what I like to call the quiet happiness, that's my favorite term, comes from within. Look back at your childhood, look at your habits, look at your thought patterns. Is there something you can find in your daily life that you think is stopping you from being who you are meant to be? As long as you're ready to work on yourself, you would be amazed how far you can go in just a couple of months or a couple of years. You can transform into being a completely different person. Take that moment, talk to yourself, and if you're feeling like you want to share what you've realized, comment down below. Let's talk about it. Let's create a discussion. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.